Hey guys, so I wanted to share this little event that happened. I think it happened 2 days ago, actually. Let me see. Today is Wednesday. Yeah, it happened on Monday. So we were riding back home from the store, and while we were riding, I saw this on the side of the road in the bike path, and I remember telling Lewis, I said, "Whoa, whoa, wait, hold up, stop, 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 stop." So then he stops the bike, he pulls over, and I jump off the bike just to grab this. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So you guys might be wondering, why would Erica run out to grab Clorox wipes? It's because I cannot find Clorox wipes anywhere, and I thought, well, it's 99% disinfecting. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys this. This is my Clorox wipes, the only one that I have. I can't even buy this freaking thing online. Yeah. So of all the things that I found in Manhattan, I have to say I think this is the only one that it will be very, very hard for me to find a replacement of it because yeah, and I have no idea when this is actually going to go back in stock. I haven't seen disinfecting wipes on the shelf for a while. It could just be because we're in a place where there's a lot of population density. Amazon doesn't have it in stock. They do have generic wipes of sorts. I think it's from, it's one of these like mass produced, made in some Chinese factory. And, they ship it over to the US with no brand name, just disinfecting wipes. And it's not cheap. Like, you see some of the stuff, they want to sell it for like $16, and I can't even guarantee how well it's made. So, this thing, I'm really, really happy I found it. And yeah, look at that. Yeah, I can't believe I'm doing this kind of stream. I was really, really excited when I saw this. Strangely enough, like if you had asked me a year ago, Erica, would you have gone off a bike just to grab Clorox wipes on the street? I would have said no. Why would I do that? If anything, I just throw it inside of the trash can. But I wouldn't actually grab the Clorox wipes and think, oh wow, this is a treasure. It's so hard. It's so hard to find certain items on the shelf, and I notice even in stores, I've been noticing this thing. I want to call it like the fake full shelf. That's the best way I can describe it. So we'll have food on the shelf, and they'll put the front one on the front. So let's say they have a shelf of like veggie burgers, right? They'll have one box in the front, and then after that, it's all empty. And it's strange because I've been noticing that more and more often, where I think the shelves are full, but they're actually not. I don't know why they're restocking it like that or why they don't put anything in the back, but it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Um, but I really do like having disinfecting wipes. The thing that I think would be really good for right now was seeing more of this stuff. I am starting to see hand sanitizer come back. It isn't Purell, but it's these generic brands of hand sanitizer. Yeah, I can't even tell you the brand because you can tell it was obviously imported from some Chinese factory. Yeah, they only had like one or two items, and that was one of the reasons why I decided to get a chest freezer. I just purchased a chest freezer from Amazon yesterday. I think it's a 3.5 cubic square feet one. Came out to $206 for that. I was surprised I found it, to be very honest with you guys. Part of the reason why I was surprised is when I see chest freezers online, I was looking on Craigslist, I was looking on Facebook. They go by really quickly. People are snapping them up. Home Depot, I cannot find a lot of these chest freezers. The ones that I do see are the really big ones, typically, like 7 cubic square feet. The ones that I don't think will get through the door, kind of big. So finding this 3.5 cubic feet one was really good. I bought a drip pan for it just in case it leaks. I'm gonna probably have to do manual defrosting of it in like 6 months. Who knows? And so I got a drip pan for it. I got a thermometer for it for the inside. I'm not too worried about Lewis's veggie patties or vegan food going bad. It's not meat after all. But, you know, good to keep the temperature kind of in check. And yeah, I think that's it. So, when it arrives, I'll be very, very happy about it. I know exactly where to put it since it's not that big. I'm thinking also of possibly getting another chest freezer, another 3.5 cubic feet. That would be bringing our total frozen space in the apartment to 10 cubic feet. However, I don't want to get ahead of myself, so I'll see how the 3.5 cubic feet goes, and then from there, be on the lookout for any used chest freezers or discounted chest freezers. Yeah, it's just one of those things. In case you guys are out of the loop, one of the reasons why I decided to buy a chest freezer is I'm seeing stock issues going on in terms of the vegan food, vegetarian food. Even in where we live, a lot of the times I'm only seeing like one or two things on the shelf for like the Gardein stuff. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So I want to be able to have a good stockpile of stuff in the event in the event something happens or I can't go to the market or the grocery store for a couple weeks. And if I can't, go there, then at least he has his vegan or vegetarian patties. Yeah. No, I did not. I did not fix the dryer. One of the reasons why I did not fix the dryer is because I don't have a place to put it. So I thought, okay, if I fix it, I need to vent it somewhere, and we have to do some furniture reorganizing, or shall I say decluttering. I was talking to Lewis about it, that I wanted to get rid of two of the couches. But the problem is, as you know, oh my goodness. There's food in your bowl, Clinton. I gave him food in the bowl and he wants to eat the food from the can. But there's food in his cat bowl. He's just licking the can. Yeah, so as I was saying, the thing about that is I wanted to give away the couches for free. Free cycle, that sort of thing. And I was planning to do that. However, the front door broke, and it's probably not a good idea to lug a big thing when there's a bunch of soot and broken glass still in the front. The contractors did come by today, and they're scoping things out. We'll see how much it costs. Yeah, we'll see how much it costs. I heard there's like a quote of probably about $7,000. Yeah, it's really freaking expensive. But it could have been much worse. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. So that's why we still have the couches. I don't wanna even try to move anything down until the front gets cleaned up. Yeah. I did also hear that I think Iowa? They lost about, I think if I remember correctly, it was like half of their corn crops, and that's gonna sting for them. And yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of shortages, I think, that are impending, and I think that because of the population density in New York, it's really smart to have a second freezer, have extra food on the side, and because from what I learned from last time, in the event something happens, for sure, I am not going to be one of the first people to get into a grocery store. When I don't know if I showed you guys the footage from one of these Trader Joe's, but the line just to get into Trader Joe's back in April was about 2 hours long. And the line went all across the block, so all around the block. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And by the time, I didn't wait in that line, but I do remember that I went into Trader Joe's at a later time. The only thing I found basically was just chips, dip, smoked salmon, and that was it. And that was also the stream, if you guys remember, that a an employee was freaking out because I grabbed some frozen cauliflower from inside of a cardboard box. Yeah, they had it out. They were restocking and they had a box open. So I thought, okay, no big deal, right? I'm just going to grab the box because the box is just sitting over there. Just grab two. And the employee freaked the hell out, you guys. Like, they were screaming, oh my God, get up. And she went to grab the manager and she was like, that's her, that's her. It's just like one of those things, like, after that happened, I never went back to that specific Trader Joe's because I remember how it was and I thought, holy crap, I'm not, causing a ruckus. I'm not mass grabbing things. I just wanted two little cauliflower rices and that's it. I just grabbed it and just walked away. And for whatever reason, the employee acted as if I was, taking the whole box or I just was walking outside of the Trader Joe's with it, which wasn't the case at all. Just an open box. I grabbed two cauliflower rices, tried to go on my way, and the employee just freaked the hell out. And then the manager spoke to me and they said that, their employees work too hard to have to deal with this stuff. And I'm like thinking in my head, well, like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, you think I was causing a ruckus just grabbing something from an open box that an employee wasn't next to? But that's how they acted, and I choose not to go to that Trader Joe's again. To also, expand on that. I haven't even shopped that much at Trader Joe's after that one incident. Like, as a whole, I don't. A lot of my shopping, I thought, whenever I think of Trader Joe's, I think back on that one incident. So although I think favorably of Trader Joe's, it's not nearly as much as before. And I changed a lot of my shopping habits as a result of that. But yeah. Bail fun. What bail fun? No. I think when it comes down to places, you can, you as a consumer, you have the ability to make those choices, right? Do you want to keep supporting a business like that? Or do you want to just go somewhere else? For me, I chose to do a lot of my spending outside of Trader Joe's because of that. And for sure, I do not want to go to that one specific Trader Joe's where that incident occurred. It was completely overblown. Yeah, so Best Buy has chest freezers. I've seen it, but they did have a delivery fee as well. I think the delivery fee was $70. And they don't bring it up the stairs. So when I was doing the calculation for it, the price of that plus the delivery fee plus, tax as well, I figure, okay, might as well just buy it from Amazon. I don't want any issues to happen and then I have to figure out how to transport that chest freezer back from Best Buy all the way back to the regular Best Buy store. Yeah, I thought dealing with Amazon would be so much easier. So yeah, so we mostly go to local stores around us now in the neighborhood. I don't shop too much at Trader Joe's anymore. Yeah. No, when I went to that Trader Joe's, I specifically remember that day. It wasn't pandemonia. People were not cussing each other out. It was very civil. It was very civil. It's just that I think that one employee really, really freaked the hell out, and I wanted to say something, you guys. Like, I wanted to question, like, why am I being treated this way, right? Like, this is uncalled for. In any normal circumstance, if you grab something from an open box and it's just lying there, like, nobody really cares. You'd be like, oh, okay, they just see an open box, they grab two. Oh, well. But in that situation, I think, obviously staff thought I was a terrible person, management thought I was a terrible person for doing this, and it's just like two small bags of cauliflower rice. Like, yeah, it's crazy, it's ridiculous, and that experience and knowing how empty the shelves were that day, it just made me think, like, I don't ever want to be in that situation, or I want to reduce it. I didn't really want to say too much because I had groceries and I really kind of wanted those groceries. I had spent time waiting in line, trying to get into the store. And I didn't want to get booted out, and I don't have any groceries. And then what? I come home and I'm empty-handed. Like that would not be good. So, yeah. Um, I think it's because they I think they were acted that way because they were in a high stress situation, but I don't think that raising your voice at a customer in that at that level is the right thing to do at all. Yeah, sea floating fat man. If I had told them that, I didn't open the box. That's the other thing. I did not open the box. The box was already open. It was just lying there in the frozen food section. So because I saw the box open, I just grabbed two of them. I didn't grab a box cutter or anything. The top was already open. I just simply grabbed the two cauliflower rices inside. And my stupid phone, for whatever reason, it muted that whole entire segment. So if you look it back in my previous streams, you will see that I went and grabbed the cauliflower rice, but you can't hear anything because it was muted for whatever reason. I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So I've seen people, if like they're restocking something and if there's a box open and nobody, if you're, especially if you're not in anyone's way, right? Then you would just grab it. I don't see any problem with it. Like I said, I wasn't rummaging through it. I just saw two cauliflower rices and I thought, okay, let me grab it. It took literally 5 seconds for me to grab it, and I was, willing to, more than happy to go on my way, and except the employee freaked the hell out. So anyway, so I would like to avoid that in the future, as much as possible. That's why I do believe in, coming up with like prepping or stockpiling and things like that, or having a chest freezer. I do highly recommend that other people look into getting that as well. It's if you want to buy it, someone had said you can buy it off Best Buy. You can buy it off some of them. Like it all depends on your area, but Best Buy carries it. Home Depot may or may not have it in stock. Craigslist, Facebook, really, it's going to be hard because there's a lot of people looking for that stuff. Amazon, I know, does have one in stock. They do have, I think, 8 of them in stock last time I checked yesterday. So we just went with that. We just went with the 3.5 cubic feet one. So that's my thinking. And then after I get the chest freezer, I want to buy organizers from it so that way I don't have to, deal with digging out every single item, keeping them in like plastic bins or wire bins inside. We'll see. That's going to be a little organization project on itself. And I'm going to go to the store today, do more organizing, cable tie management for Lewis, and it's coming together. So I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah. Yeah, so Floating Fatman brings up a really good point. When the pandemic, oh, whoops, I shouldn't have said that. I always think of algorithm, right? But when the situation, I'll just say situation, guys. When the situation first happened, I remember people were doing food delivery. There was like Amazon Fresh, there's, Fresh Direct and things like that. And after a while, it got really congested. So even if you wanted to do that kind of food delivery, either they were full up or people didn't want to do the food delivery. Right now, I do believe they are doing it. They definitely are doing the food delivery, but we don't use that. We don't use that service. At least not yet. But I do anticipate us doing one of those when we get that chest freezer in. Especially because the Whole Foods next to the store is closed. You might have seen my stream on that. I was genuinely surprised. What? Eli's in New York? Wait, I thought he was in he's outside of New York. I didn't know he was in New York right now. Really? Aw, I want to see Eli. Eli is such a nice person. I'm not part of the pickle salt war, but I think very highly of Eli. I wish I met Eli's wife, but I never got to meet her when we went to have dinner with Eli. And I also wish I forgot to tell to bring it, but Oreo has a little rubber ducky toy, and I wish that I brought it over um, when we went to have dinner with Eli and ask him, "Hey Eli, can you sign Oreo's rubber ducky?" Oreo likes watching Eli streams. Yeah, what is Eli doing in New York? He must be visiting because I know he doesn't live in New York. Oh. Oh yeah, he is a cute dog. Zoltan, what are you talking about? Eli just wears orange. That's all he wears. Nah. Let's see. Ah. Yeah, did you know out of the three cats, I was telling Lewis that he should do a survey and see which cat is people's number one cat. I couldn't believe it, but like Oreo is definitely like the dead last in popularity between the three cats. Like I'm very biased with Oreo. Like Oreo's my number one cat. You guys know that I have a huge soft spot for Oreo. It's very obvious. Even my profile picture is Oreo sleeping. Yeah, Clinton definitely wins the popularity contest over Oreo. I think also part of it is that when you see Oreo, he just kind of lounges around. He's like the typical Garfield cat. He kind of just sleeps and stretches, and you guys hear about his poop issues, and yeah, I think he's taking a nap right now. He overexerted himself sleeping. Yeah, this is the first time I heard about Eli. I'm gonna have to ask Lewis about that. Like, how come I had no idea that Eli was over here in New York? I don't know what area of New York he's in. Maybe he's closer to Jessica than to us, but I do hope that Eli and his wife and his doggy stay safe. That yeah, because it's every time you go out, right? You might risk getting exposed to someone. Small chance, but it is a possibility. Uh, Andrea, I think Clinton would show you that he's the boss of you. He's a very mouthy cat. Yeah, I love stray cats. Stray cats are so cute. So I haven't seen Inky in a while. I know some of you guys were asking me about Inky or what's that other cat? The black cat. I don't know. So I haven't been in that area, so I haven't seen the black cat in a while. But Inky I have not seen in a while. So I have no idea where he is, but I'm sure he's fine. I do still carry cat food on me in the event that I come across a stray cat. Yeah, something tells me Eli's not gonna be buying real estate in New York. Hey, wow, look at this. 18-year-old cat. That is up there in age. I hope I hope Clinton, Blackberry, and Oreo live to 18 or more. I think sometimes, you look at how time flies by with animals. Goodness, it goes by in a flash. I had one of my lovebirds for, let's see, I think like 15 years. I can't believe how quickly time passed by. I had him when he was only a couple months old. I had him when I was in 5th grade, and then he passed away, I think 2016 or 2017. I can't remember the exact year, but I know he made it to 15, and geez, it just surprises me because I look back at the time and I don't know when he became from like a young bird to an old, senior bird. It just happened. He was always just this cute little yellow bird in my life, and when he passed away, I felt so sad. Even my little green bird Salsal, Salsal passed away from what I believe to be paint fumes, and we had him for I think 4 years or so, 4 years, and yeah, it makes me sad that he passed away so young. he had so much life, ahead of him. Lovebirds typically last, they usually live like 10 to 15 years, but they were painting the apartment and we thought everything was fine because we let it gas out for about 3 days, 4 days. But what we didn't factor in is they were done with the unit, but they were probably painting the lower floors, and the fumes I think killed the bird. And yeah, it was just really tragic. And one thing that we learned from that is that if we decide to get another bird in the future, for sure, keep the bird out from the whole apartment altogether for about a month. Make sure everything's okay. Uh, yeah, I've heard some cats going to like 20 or 25. I think the oldest cat that I've heard about that one of my friends owned was a 19-year-old cat. And I thought that was like really up there for age. I was telling Lewis that I think that Oreo is gonna outlive all three all the whole trio. And my reasoning is that Oreo is the most energy efficient. So technically I would expect him to have a longer life. But who knows? I would be very, very sad when any of the cats pass away. Mm. Yeah. The most important thing is that, just cherish the time you have with your pet. Because you don't know, when they do pass. For me, like, with Sao, I felt really bad because I didn't expect him to pass away so quickly. I really thought he had a lot of more years left in his life, and I wanted to fly back to Hawaii around May to visit him, to visit family, but obviously that didn't happen because of the situation. So last time I saw Sao, I think I just kind of said a quick bye to him, and I assumed that I would see him again, and that didn't happen. I do hope that I do believe that Sao knew that he was a very loved bird, though. I guess I hold on to that a lot. I have heard about that, Anja. They said that, even if an animal, if its heart beats fast, it kind of has the same amount of beats overall. No, definitely not getting a bird. Are you kidding me? Like, with three cats, that would be a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. Something would probably get hurt or injured, and it won't be the cat. So, absolutely no, I wouldn't get a bird. Plus, I have my hands full with Oreo and the other two cats. Yeah. Salsa was such a sweet bird because he was very shy and he had a lot of anxiety. He did not get along with other birds. It wasn't that he was mean or vindictive to them, but he was a true loner bird. So he was a lovebird, a peach-faced lovebird, a green peach-faced lovebird to be exact, pink face, green body. I remember it's like he did not want to socialize with birds or humans at all. If a bird walked towards him, even if it was like the world's friendliest bird, which one of my friends had, and that bird was such a sweetheart, so friendly. When that bird went to walk up to Sao, the bird would take 2 steps towards Sao. Sao would walk 2 steps away. Like there was like true social distancing going on. Sao did not want to be too close to any bird, and he was just he had a lot of anxiety within him, and I thought, well, that's part of his charm. He's, not all lovebirds are going to be lovable, and I loved him a lot, despite the fact that he didn't really want to socialize with humans or birds. I just let him be. Instead, we gave him so many treats. He had so many NutriBerries. I gave him, what did I do? I like for Salsa, because I had a lot more awareness about bird care at that point. I remember he was on like Featherifics, feather supplement. He had like Lefebvre's NutriBerry pellets, Lefebvre's daily pellets. What was it called? Some white probiotic powder. I forgot what I think it's Avitech, but I can't remember because it's been so long since I since I remember reading these labels. But yeah, it was something like a couple billion CFUs or something like that. Yeah, with Salsa, he really had, in my opinion, like really good care. And even though he didn't play with us, because I just thought he was so cute. Even if he was an antisocial bird, and he didn't bite us. That was the other thing too. Like, he was that bird. He was so quiet. He just wanted to stay in his house, eat, sleep, poop. If you try to handle him, he won't bite you at all. He was very shy. That would be the best way I could describe Sao Sao. But yeah, I wish I could see my little bird again. But he's off into the afterlife somewhere. I'm pretty sure that if there are birds in the afterlife, he's running away from those birds and probably just sitting on his own little branch somewhere. Yeah, it depends. Like, some lovebirds can be very snappy. They can have like a lot of ego. They would be like one of those small bird syndromes. You know those birds who would be like very small? Like, this is how big a lovebird is typically, right? And these lovebirds have been known, from what I've read online, they've been known to attack macaws or cockatoos, birds that are much, much, much bigger than them. And one of these birds get injured and die, and it's not the macaw or the cockatoo, it's the lovebird. So lovebirds can be very brave, little spunky little birds. They would charge if they're mad, man, sometimes they do get really mad. Yeah. My little yellow bird, I mean, he was only 38 grams towards the end of his life, because he was a really skinny old man. I remember if he was pissed off at you, he would bite you with all the power in his beak. And he was a heated, cute little yellow peach faced lovebird. Yeah. A hawk. Yeah, I've heard, what was it, Jessica Simpson? She had a little Maltese mix of sorts, and I think a falcon or a hawk came in and took her dog. I think the dog's name was Daisy, but don't quote me on that. This was like years ago. I was surprised. I thought, man, a bird took a dog away? Jeez. Yeah. No, I won't get any pets. I have pet plants, and that's about it. Yeah, I have one, two, three. I have like five plants around the house right now. Five. Let's see, one, two, yeah, two, and all of them are rehomed plants. So these are plants that people are getting rid of, or um, yeah. One of them died, but the rest of them survived. Like, the smallest plant died because I don't know why it died. I don't know how to take care of the plant because I have no idea what plant that was. And I do rehome plants, and I don't know if I'd be taking in any more plants. I feel like all our windows are kind of covered up with plants. Maybe if I see a really good plant, I'd take it in, but yeah, we're kind of running out of window space. One of them is a green onion plant, and then the rest of them is just decorative plants. Yeah, the rest are just decorative plants. One, two, three, four, five. No, six. Yeah, I have six plants here. Yeah, six plants. I do want to get, like, maybe I'm worried, like, if I want to keep a plant indoor, but I'm worried that if I don't get enough sunlight for the plant, it's just gonna die. So that's why all the plants are near the windows. Yeah, we don't have space for a tomato plant in here. That's for sure. But if we did have a yard, for sure, I would be growing like vegetables. I'd be having like a nice little mango plant, a mango tree, my bad. A mango tree. I'd want to grow dragon fruit if possible. Yeah. Ah, true. Bamboo plants don't need sunlight. However, I'm kind of worried about the stagnant water thing with mosquitoes. Yeah, that's the only thing. And I have a good feeling the blackberry or something would be drinking the water from the bamboo plant. Just a feeling. Oh yeah, Victory Garden. I like that. I like that terminology they used back in the olden days. Back in the olden days, I really do believe in if possible having self sufficiency when it comes to food. I see some people they do canning, they do yeah they do canning, they do dehydrating, they yeah they try to live off their land. I think that's a really great thing. That's a really great thing. I might have shared with you guys that, see, for me, like my food is really basic. What I eat, I basically eat like rice, kimchi, vegetables, steamed vegetables mixed into the rice, sardines. That's basically the bulk of my diet. My or and eggs. That's about it. But with Lewis, like because he's a vegetarian and he likes having his veggie patties or um, processed vegetarian patties, it kind of makes me think like if there's any supply chain disruption, it's gonna be really hard, for those patties. I guess I could make them myself, but it wouldn't taste as good. And they're really how would I say it? Like some of these vegetarian patties, when you look at it, it has like all these like different things inside of them. Oh, you guys want to see my little guy? Okay, hold on, let me show you. So I gotta water George soon. His soil is feeling a little damp, but this is George. See him? So he is a Caletheia Freddy, and because of him, his leaves actually move up and whatnot. You can look it up online. Caletheia, Calathea, and then Freddy, Freddie. Yeah, so he's kind of short. He's not as big as I expected him. I thought he was gonna be much bigger, but this is about as big as he's gonna get. So you can see he kind of pulled it up. And yeah, so he is doing okay. I have a number of pots, so I can go ahead and yeah, it's getting a little dry. I just watered it a couple days ago, so it's kind of moist over here still. But the leaves kind of curl up, but it does look a little dry for whatever reason. But I just felt the soil. I'm trying not to overwater it because that's what happened last time. If you remember, he looked like this, and then I kept watering him, and then he basically looked like he was a goner, but he's okay. So this one, he is in a protein jar of sorts, yeah. But I have a much bigger jars that I can put him in now. I have like a bunch of them. I just haven't repotted him. Part of the reason why I haven't repotted as well is because the jars that I have or the containers I have are kind of large. And yeah, I'm just been thinking like, oh, if I have all these big pots. I do. I do. Yeah, there's holes on the bottom. I don't want to show in the bottom because it's just going to be like rip plant. Yeah. So it does have drainage. You can kind of see there is some moisture over here of sorts. Actually, wait a second. Is that moisture or is that mold? Wait a second. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I gotta repot this little guy. See that? We'll see. We will see. Grr. I just realized that I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, I don't know how long his roots are. I have no idea. Sniff it. I don't want to sniff it. Maybe that's why a lot of these containers are not see-through. They're whatchamacallit? They're dark. I heard if you have like a clear one, it encourages mold to grow. So that's why a lot of these planters are kind of solid colors or they're black colors. Not like this like semi-transparent where you can see this stuff. I've had him for how long have I had him? I have had him for at least 2 months. I know that for a fact. Yeah. But he is looking a little curled. I think I'm gonna water him. I've been trying to I know I water him at least once a week. Yeah, it's still a little moist over here. No, it's plastic. I didn't have a container for him, so I just grabbed a protein jar. But now I have containers for him, so I actually should transplant him. I actually should. But he definitely looks better than before. Yeah. Oh no. Look at this little guy. Yeah, he's curled up a little. We will see. Anyway, I need to get moving and water my plants. So I will talk to you guys later. It's been pretty hot nowadays. I noticed there's a lot of sunlight for some of these plants, so it's I think one of my plants is getting a little sun damaged because it's so. Oh, hey, that's a good idea. So sprays the leaves of the plants to stimulate rain. You know, I think I'm gonna take that suggestion. I think I'm gonna start spraying it with water, the leaves, and that way maybe it'll be a little bit more hydrated. I also know for some of these plants, people say that some people actually keep it next to a humidifier because this plant tends to do good in humid climates. Right now we just have the AC on. So spraying it with water would definitely make a difference on this. Yeah. Thanks for the suggestion. Yeah, right now it looks like one of those taquitos. You know what I'm like Takis. I think that's what you call it, right? Takis, the snack food. Kind of looks like all rolled up. Yeah, you know the thing about we don't have a windowsill. That's the thing. Like even if it rains, it doesn't go the water doesn't, how do I say it? Like we don't have a ledge that I can put this stuff on. So even if I open the window, the water won't hit it. Because if I open the window, all the bugs are going to be flying in too. Yeah, I wish we had I think I'm just going to use a spray bottle trick and maybe the spray bottle will help perk them up. Oh. You guys give me really, really good suggestions, by the way. Really good suggestions. What about the fire escape? I used to put things on the fire escape, however, it's pretty brutal outside some days, and one of my plants I could see it was just singeing in the singeing. This plant cannot go in direct sunlight. That's the other thing too, because when I was putting it in direct sunlight, it just goes straight to crisp. So I almost lost it. I almost lost this plant. And if you guys look at the footage from my past videos, this is the same plant. It just looked 10 times worse. Yeah. No, I don't think it's illegal to keep a plant on the fire escape, but it is illegal if it does, you know, impede fire escape route. Yeah, maybe. Oh, look at this little guy. I think he got sun damage of sorts. See, he's kind of puckering over here. Or maybe he's just dry. We'll see. We'll see. Bring one from work? Bring what? Bring a windowsill? Oh. Yeah. You know what? I don't think anybody chewed this plant. I don't think anyone chewed this plant. I think it just looked really wrinkled for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't think anybody would dare to chew this plant. Yeah, we will see. Ah, yeah, spray. Actually, you know what? I bought the spray bottles at the store, so if there's any spray bottles, I'd have to go to Home Depot and buy another one. But we do have spray bottles around the house, so I can just reuse that. Yeah, we do have spray bottles around the house. Let me see. We have 2 spray bottles around the house. One is... We used to have 3, but I've actually put... Maybe I'll empty one. And then reuse that and use that as for the water. Because right now we have 2 of them with like some orange vinegar solution, but I rarely use the other one. So I can just empty that one, put it into the main one, and then, yeah. Do it that way. Yeah. But I will talk to you guys later. I got to work out in Manhattan today. And then I'm also going to be looking around, seeing if I can grab any prepackaged foods, drop it off at the community fridge. One of the things that I was thinking about was keeping a fridge in Lewis's office, like a small one, maybe a 3.2 or 3 cubic feet one. And the idea behind that is when I do try and rescue food, I'm only in Manhattan mostly to work out. So when I do rescue food, if we're not, going directly to the community fridge right away, right? I don't have any place to refrigerate this stuff. And that's why I haven't really been picking up meat, because I know meat is highly perishable. And then also you risk food poisoning as well. So probably not a good thing unless you can make sure that when you do grab it, it's like a safe temperature, and then your storage ways are good too. But if he did have a refrigerator inside of his office, then I could grab the stuff and then store it in the refrigerator. And then when we decide to leave, we could just, it will be already refrigerated. And I know it can last, 30 minutes on the way over to the community fridge. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to get a chest freezer because it's just going to be temporary storage. It doesn't need to be frozen food. Yeah, even for the community fridge that I've seen around the area, people drop off meat there. They drop off raw meat. However, I have some sincere concerns about the temperature of that fridge. I don't think that fridge is cold enough to hold hold raw meat. This is just because the fridge is in sunlight, and then if people are constantly opening up the fridge, there's some concerns about all the cold air going out, right? So I don't want to risk any food poisoning because the meat isn't at a safe temperature. Well, I have seen raw meat in there, but it looks off. And when I feel it, it doesn't feel as cold as it should be. Someone's taking the meat, though. I know someone is taking the meat, but I don't want to put any raw meat in there. So if I did pick up any meat, chances are, especially raw meat, I would not be giving that out to the community fridge. I don't want to risk any person getting food poisoning. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah. But for me, like, so if I pick up any meat, it would just be for myself. There was like smoked salmon that I showed in one of my streams. I just picked that up for myself because I figured, I was like, frick, this salmon is probably not going to be good by the time it's dropped over to the community fridge. But it came out okay, and I think it's part of it smoked. So I don't mind taking that. I don't mind, if it's for myself, but for someone else, no, not really. Yeah. So yeah, it would definitely have to be a refrigerator. It can't be a chest freezer inside of that office. There's no point of having a chest freezer inside of the office. Refrigerator makes sense, chest freezer not. And then protocol is that whenever I grab stuff, I always put it inside of a clear trash bag. So that way it doesn't get the stuff dirty inside. If I do decide to put it in a fridge, the trash bag, the inside of a trash bag would get dirty, but the fridge itself wouldn't get dirty. Some people are taking ground beef to the community fridge, and some people are taking it. I felt the temperature of the meat inside of the community fridge one time because it was looking gray. Like, I looked at it and I was like, this looks gray. It's not red, it's gray. When I saw that, I felt it and I was like, man, this is kind of warm actually. This is not safe temperature. So I don't know what happened to it. but either they threw it away or someone picked it up. Who knows? I do not feel comfortable dropping off raw meat in that community fridge. Yeah, it was like a gray. It was like a, how would I say it? Yeah, it was like definitely gray though. I don't know why some people drop off raw meat to the community fridge. It's not the best idea. And worse is that if even if they put it inside of a box of sorts, like a plastic box, if they have it tilted, all the juices spill out. I've only seen raw meat in there like once or twice, by the way. Yeah, yeah. So if you saw my stream where I said something like, I showed a food waste stream one time, and I think the thumbnail has like yogurt and a green glass bottle. If you look at that raw meat, that there was a ground beef right next to it, that looked much better than the stuff inside of the community fridge. The community fridge looked way worse. Like if I saw that meat inside of the fridge that we have, I would have instantly thrown away. Yeah. But I didn't want to get any of the raw meat from the dumpster because if I can't do a temperature check on it, and if I don't feel confident in transporting it without a fridge, then that's just, possibly getting someone sick. Yeah. But I would feel more comfortable if the meat was still cold, and then if I could store it inside of a fridge temporarily. Actually, well, wait, no, I take that back. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that and dropping it off at the community fridge because the community fridge is kind of warm. So I would only take that meat for myself, but I would not give it to anybody else because if the community fridge is kind of warm, I feel like even if I refrigerate on the way there, I don't feel safe or comfortable with the temperature being enough to prevent foodborne illnesses. Yeah. So I do know that, when ground beef does get older, or if it's because it's a saran wrap, it does turn brown. But when I was feeling the raw meat inside of the community fridge, like even the air in the fridge doesn't feel that warm. That's what I'm trying to get at. I mean, it doesn't feel that cold. So if I don't feel too confident in the temperature of the fridge, then I really don't feel confident putting in raw meat there. I don't want someone getting, sick over it. Yeah, that's something I don't want to mess around with. For myself, I'm not too worried about it, but for other people, no way. Yeah. And also like because I go there, but I don't know exactly when things are tossed out. I have to just kind of gauge it based on the temperature, right? So if it feels kind of not too cold, I don't even want to pick it up because I'd be like, okay, was it here for 3 hours? Was it here for 4 hours? I don't know. Yeah, the community fridge, one of the reasons why it gets kind of warm is because it's in the direct sunlight. So the front is glass, and I think of course the sun rays, right? Because of the angle, it can hit right directly on the food inside of there. And if that happens, yeah, it's not going to be as cold as it should be. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so I'm kind of curious what I'm gonna find today. I'm always hoping that I come across sandwiches and salads and things that I can easily distribute out to people. Um, it's really something when you hear someone ask like, "Oh, do you have, I'm hungry, or do you have any food on you, or I want something to eat?" And then if I just grab something, then I can hand it off directly to them. But if it's something like frozen food, obviously, it's you need to cook that kind of stuff, so I can't give it to people. That's why I'm hoping maybe I'll find sandwiches, maybe I'll find salads, pastries. I'm kind of tired of finding pastries. I've dropped off a whole bunch of pastries. Even though I see so many of the pastries, I'm like, oh gosh, pastries again, pastries. I think it's just like fatigue of just seeing the pastries, and It's just so much pastries. Yeah, it's crazy. And I know if I go there today, I'm gonna find more pastries, and it's just you just get tired of seeing the same old thing in such a bulk quantity. Some people would really like it, but um, yeah, I was just talking to someone about getting insulated bags and then keeping ice packs inside of it. I really think though for to be a lot safer is just having a fridge in what's inside Lewis's office, getting the food, putting it inside clear trash bags, knotting it up, and then putting the trash bags directly into the fridge. And that way it can stay there cold for a couple hours or until we leave. And then from there, the commute time is only going to be about 30 minutes. The food's not going to go bad in 30 minutes. Well, how does what thing keep working in the rain? I don't know. I'm going to water this little guy. He's looking a little thirsty. Okay, here he is. I just added some water on him, so he's a little bit more wet. Oh, the community fridge. I don't know, to be honest with you. I do know that it is plugged underneath the door, so it's plugged inside. I know the electrical outlet is inside, but it's plugged outside. That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, the electrical outlet is underneath behind the door, but the fridge itself is outside of the apartment. I was telling Lewis that if we did move away, I really hope that we are able to have a community fridge one day. I really would like that. Like having a community fridge and then people can be encouraged to drop off stuff or take from there as they need. Um, and I think it would be really great. There's a lot of food waste that goes on. It's kind of a open secret that a number of the food that is dropped off in community fridges, it's either discarded end of day stuff, or some people are, going through trash bags for this kind of stuff. Yeah. Do I recommend any donations or any fundraisers? What do you mean? I think the biggest cost for the community fridge is really just keeping it stocked. So having donations, I guess some people could buy stuff and put it in. However, it's my understanding of it, it's kind of just to reduce the food waste going out there. So a lot of people, if you have, let's say, extra tomatoes in your fridge that you aren't using and you think you don't think you're going to get to it, then just drop it off at the community fridge and someone else can take it. Apples, fruits, potatoes, that kind of thing. It's kind of like food sharing. It's definitely food sharing. It's things that would have gone inside of the landfill, people just drop it off over there. But it would be things that people would feel comfortable giving to others. It's not, really gross stuff inside of that fridge. Some people, from what I've heard, they take things from the fridge and then they cook food, and then they put it back in the fridge. But I've seen some of these dishes, but I have no idea what the dishes are, so I don't even want to try it. Like you look at it, it's like, okay, it's some kind of tomatoey thing, but I have no idea when it was put in. I have no idea what's inside of it. Yeah. So when I drop things off, and if it's something that I'm dropping off, I try to put a date on it. Yeah. Yeah, Trader Joe's is really good about that. So I remember, like, one of the Trader Joe's that's kind of near us, they have dumpsters, and I remember I saw this one person rummaging through the dumpsters, and they were looking for stuff, but they didn't see any real food waste in there. A lot of the food waste that Trader Joe's was throwing away, it was really food that I would be throwing away as well. Asparagus that looks like it was getting kind of slimy. It's definitely not salvageable food. So good on Trader Joe's. They donate so much to um, they donate so much to a lot of these food distribution things, food pantries. Whole Foods does the same thing. It's great. It's great. So we'll see what I find today. I'm gonna try and get to Manhattan earlier. I've heard, and I might be guessing this wrong, but there are like Dwayne Reeds and CVS's in Manhattan, and I've always been curious to see when their trash comes out because they throw away so much prepackaged stuff. Now this is stuff that I would not be too keen on really grabbing on any other day because it's like um packaged like a lot of packaged stuff. Like it'd just be like packaged Oreos or packaged cookies, and it's just like a whole overwhelming thing. But the point is that I'm trying to find like packaged real food versus processed stuff. I want to see. Oh, hello there. Oreo, what are you doing? Oreo, can you please move away from my plant? Thank you. Okay. Um, I want to actually grab non-processed food as much as possible. Not so much of this, um, something in like an air pack kind of thing. Yeah. But I want to say anyway. So yeah. So CVS and Dwayne Reed has a lot of stuff. My thinking is I've passed by it at nighttime. I haven't seen their trash being taken out. I have a good sneaking suspicion that this stuff is getting out maybe around 4 or 5 p.m. That's just my guess, but I'm not too sure on that. So I want to head over to the CVS's over there, see if my timing is right. I have an idea that I know when their trash days are because you can see that in New York if you type an address in. I forgot like trash pickup days. Usually it's Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. But I haven't seen their stuff and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I want to document this amount of food waste and show you guys because I think it'll be kind of eye-opening." One time you guys might have seen like that. I think it was like $200 vegan vegetarian haul where we grabbed like a whole bunch of stuff. We had we found like so much Gardein stuff. We found so much Gardein stuff, so much of that vegan meat stuff. I was truly, truly, truly surprised that there was so much thrown out. It was an insane amount of food. Like all my bags were filled up, and I was just like looking like a total pack meal. And then when we brought that over to the fridge, it was all gone. It was gone really, really quickly. And it was definitely gone the next day. Even the frozen popsicles were gone. No, the plant days are not numbered. You should see competent. You should see how the plant looked like before. It looked way worse. It looked way worse for sure. Yeah, it's tough though because I realized too is, and this is just what I found out quite recently. The stores that throw away this stuff, let's say they are damaging items, right? It might not be because the store it wants to do it themselves. It could just be because of business contracts. So for instance, right? Let's give an example here. Let's say a store buys bottled water and they sell it in 6-packs. One bottle of water gets damaged, right? Let's say it gets crushed and or the packaging is damaged, so they don't want to sell it. They tell the manufacturer, or they tell the place where they get it from, hey, that 1 pack of water got damaged, so we want to get reimbursed, or we want to get credited. The manufacturer, the distributor, would say, oh, okay, sure, but you need to damage it out. So they need to either physically throw it in the dumpster, or they need to destroy it, as in open the bottles and dump out everything. Because if they don't do that, then they would be in breach of contract. So that's why for some stores, if the employees take something from a dumpster, it can be considered theft. And the store can get into some real, crappy situation if, let's say, the distributor comes over there and they say, hey, I thought you guys damaged this thing out, how come it's not damaged out? Or if they find out that employees are taking it home. Like if the contract stipulates like they have to destroy it, some places actually want photographic proof of the damage and photographic proof that it did actually get destroyed. And if they don't do it, then it is breach of contract. Yeah. So that's what I found out, and it sucks. It really sucks, but I found out also that, Spirit Halloween, that Halloween store you guys see pop up during the holiday season? They have it in their employee manual of sorts. They say that all items that are discarded or they cannot sell must be destroyed. They cannot give it away to guests. They cannot give it into employees. So if anyone wants to salvage stuff from Spirit Halloween stores, you are going to be unsuccessful because the directive to their employees is it must all be destroyed. It cannot be given away. It cannot be donated to anybody. I don't know if it's because of company policy specifically, or I don't know if it's that's their business contract with the places where they get their stuff. But I think it's a complete waste. A lot of this, a lot of the Halloween stuff, it could be donated, it could be donated to charity. And yeah, maybe it won't sell that well after Halloween, but at least it's something. Or at least, give it to an organization, and if they want to, they can store it for next Halloween and give it to kids that are, give it to kids that are needy. Some places I heard, I don't know if I'm remembering it wrong, like Toys for Tots, they'll store toys at some warehouse. I don't know for how long. And then they'll distribute it out. So one of my goals this Christmas season is I want to collect a bunch of toys, and then hopefully, I don't know if this is going to be doable or not because of the situation, but I want to have a Toys for Tot drive at the store where people can drop off toys, and then it can be dropped off, or it can be dropped off at a location or picked up at a location, and it can be delivered to the less fortunate. Because if you remember seeing that one dumpster that I went at, they had so much freaking kids' toys, you guys. They were brand new kids' toys. There was nothing wrong with the packaging. It looked like it just got pulled from the shelves. There was no dent or anything. And I look at it, and I didn't grab it because I had no use for it. We don't, Lewis and I don't have kids. We don't know, too many kids that would use certain toys, but so I just left it in the dumpster, and I'm pretty sure, I hope someone took that stuff, but I would like it to be that a lot of the stuff is safe from the dumpsters, and then maybe Christmas time, kids around New York can have toys, rather than the landfill getting it. So we'll see how that goes. But that is just definitely a work in progress. There definitely needs to be space where I can put all this stuff before it starts looking like, yeah. I actually think, wait, hold up. Depending where that dumpster is, it would either have to be stored in the apartment, or it would have to be stored in the store. But it is going to be I think that if I did make a sincere push to grab all like the kids' toys and all the kids' stuff that could be usable, then it would be a sizable amount. And that's what I wish a lot of these companies did. I wish that instead of just discarding it, the protocol was donate it to, let's say, Toys for Tots, donate it to some toy or a charitable toy organization where it gives it to toys to, let's say, the less fortunate, or let's say people who, families who live in shelters because of like domestic violence. Yeah, that's what I hope happens, but I don't see things changing. I'm sure they've gotten approached by it, but for whatever reason, they just throw it in the dumpster rather than donate. But I really do believe it could also be, it's either because of business contracts that prevent them from donating it, or it could also be logistic issues. You would need someone to regularly come and pick up the stuff. And some of the stuff is overwhelming. Like I've seen 2 or 3 dumpsters full of just kids' toys. Yeah. And I'm not, we don't have a car, so I can grab some, but obviously, the whole bulk of it would still stay there. And I don't think a lot of people, even if they have cars, can store all that stuff. No, it's not. Oh, okay, so a lot of the stuff that I see, it's things where, they clearance it out, and they try to clearance it, they mark it down, but for whatever reason, they can't sell it. So when they have like shelves that they have for clearance section and they say, hey, this stuff has been here for, let's say, 2 weeks and we still can't sell it, they'll just throw it away in the dumpster rather than further marking it off, right? If they try to mark something down, let's say 30%, and they can't sell it, they're not going to mark it down, wait 50%, 75% when they still have new inventory that they need to clearance out as well. So space is a premium at a lot of these stores. So I understand why they throw it away. I completely understand. But I do disagree with how they are getting rid of this stuff. I've seen things still, like I've seen a bunch of lamps and they're still in the styrofoam shipping packaging. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that they couldn't sell it. Or they said, hey, we still have stuff that we were supposed to sell holiday season and we couldn't get rid of it. So what did they do? They just throw it away. I don't know what kind of organization can keep all that stuff though. The best thing that I've come up with is just drop them off at a free store or a community store, and that way people can just grab what they want. So I've grabbed like scrapbooks for people, and then from there they can just, they can take it if they want it. If they don't want it, they can just leave it there. But those scrapbooks went by really quickly. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Let me show you one of the scrapbooks I grabbed. Yeah, so this is a good example of it as well. Let me turn on the light, you guys can see it. Okay, you gotta go. So this is a good example. So this one this one had damaged packaging, but you can see it hasn't been opened. And then you can also see that they try to clearance it out. See that? See that? So it was $42, and then they clearanced it down to $14.97. They couldn't sell it, so they got rid of all of it. Now, this wasn't the only one there. There was about 6 of these. And some of them, looked absolutely pristine. I kept the one with the junk packaging for myself, and then I left the rest over there. So, yeah. So this is like a memory keeping book, 12 months, and see how that is. I'm kind of curious to see how it is. I wanted to scrapbook this year. What are you doing, Oreo? Move. 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 Yeah, see? You can put your little pictures over there. I don't know how this is going to work. Maybe I'll just redonate it now that I think about it. Because we don't have a Polaroid camera. So, I mean, I don't have like cute little pictures to put over there unless I custom print them out. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to redonate this now that I think about it. I don't have a use for it. And maybe that's the reason why some of this stuff just gets donated, because other people look at it and they say, yeah, this is a cute item, but if I want to use pictures, right, ideally I should have like a camera that can use the same exact thing. But it's kind of nice because they have like a planner and then they stickers and then you got some tape over here. Yeah. And this is just like a small portion of what gets thrown away in the dumpsters. Like it's just a small portion. Yeah. That's all. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Oreo. Oreo, where are you going? Oh my goodness, that cat ran away from me. Yeah. But you know what? People are still scrapbooking. People are still scrapbooking. And if people are still scrapbooking, I know someone definitely used this, but I don't see the point of... See, oh yeah, see, because it's designed to fit the Polaroid snaps. So unless I have the Polaroid snaps, like I was saying, it might not be so pretty. But someone could definitely use this as like a regular organizer if they wanted to. Like a regular planner. This is just kind of big. Like I don't use a planner anyway. Yeah. But I definitely want to see how it is. Oh, look, here's the stickers. Or so. Yeah. We'll see. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. See ya.